Howdy there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to part 3 of Snowboard, kids. So, we have played as everybody except for my preferred character, which is Linda. Linda's a little bit faster than Slash, not quite as fast as Tommy, but her handling, it's pretty much the same as Slash's, I feel. And since I've won 4 races now, I have a shitload of money, and even though I'm buying the all-around level 2, and I'm going to be using it for a while, I highly recommend getting the freestyle level 2 at this point, or even freestyle level 3 if you have more money, because that is just such a better board to use. I don't know what I was smoking when I was playing this. But anyway, this is the shop. You can buy new boards, and you can even paint boards in this one. There are so many different colors and styles to go with. There's the Dolphin one, there's Blue Sky, the default for all around. There's Snow Hill, there's Dead Zone. There's Rasta, Aquamarine, there's Emerald, which is pretty cool, I have to say. There is the Pinwheel one, there is just straight up wood. There is the Sakura one, which I like a lot. There is the Cat one, which I also like. There's Plain Blue Snowboard Kids, there is the Dog one, and then there's the one that turns the snowboard into a Crayola crayon. But yeah, it really adds a lot of customization to the game. Well, not a lot, but hey, it's something. I appreciate that it's in there.
Come again.
But anyway, that's enough shopping. Let's go ahead and move on to our next race, which is actually the second hardest race in the game, in my opinion. It's Grass Valley. This is also one of the more out there courses in this game. So yeah, we're not really snowboarding anymore. We're grass boarding. I don't know how this works, but here's the deal. This one has a lot of branching pathways, and holy shit, you really have to know where you're going, when to jump, when not to jump. This is really, really tough. The AI seems to know almost every good path to take. This right pathway, there's a left pathway, which is so much easier to get into, and then there's a right pathway that all the computer players fucking take, and the right way is so much quicker. The freestyle board will be your best friend. This is super, super sharp turns here. I chose very poorly. Like I said, I don't know what I was smoking when I fucking did this. Also, you don't want to run into the wall like that, because then if you have that fan power up, which is the equivalent of the mushrooms in Mario Kart, it makes you go faster. You will lose it, and yeah. The AI will also start spamming fucking weapons and items on you from pretty much here on. You want to take the sharp right turn right here because it is so much quicker. Don't do a trick for this one. And I don't even recommend doing a trick for this second jump, but you do have to jump, otherwise you will fall into the hole, and then, well, your shortcut will be pretty much wasted, because, yeah, you'll have to get picked up. I also don't recommend doing a trick at this jump right here, because every time I do it, I seem to fly into the fucking sunflowers, and they're actually a wall, even though you wouldn't think sunflowers would be. Here's the other reason why this course, well, another reason why this course is so much harder. A lot of it is like flat or uphill, and you don't go anywhere near as fast, of course, when you're on flat ground or uphill. And so when you lose momentum from going downhill and you end up trying to go uphill, you're going to find you're going way too slow, and everyone's going to pass you. Grass Valley is not an easy course. It actually took me like 4 tries to get first place when I was recording this, because I didn't practice ahead of time. I just sat down and played. Fucking Slash. Friggin' idiot. Get a haircut, dumbass. There's a helicopter. I love how everyone says something when they run into something or anything. Because there was no way I was going to make that right turn, I had to take this pathway. Lots of sharp turns here as well. You don't want to fall off into the pit like this. Because then, well, you have to wait until you respawn on the course. Yeah! There was a jump there. This is also when they start throwing jumps at you that you have to jump, but there's no jump sign. Again, you want to do your best to do tricks on jumps, because you go a lot further and a lot faster. I really hate that too. The AI is so fucking cheap in that they immediately drop a rock right where the shop is. It drives me crazy. You know, if there was more corn around here in this course, this would be corn hell. Again, do your best to always take this turn right here. This is like the best shortcut in this race. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to beat this race with the all-around board without that shortcut. The thing is, the all-around board's not that much faster than the freestyle board, and the freestyle board's handling is so much better. It is so much better. And so it's really, I don't know what I was thinking using the all-around board. There's also a shortcut to the right there where that stop ramp is. If you can get up over that, it will actually lead you down to... Like I said, they spawn the saucer pans all the fucking time from pretty much here on. It'll take you to right down here because there's that little pathway. It's really hard to take that shortcut, though. You really need a board called the feather board, which I'll get into after we beat the game. But anyway, it's really hard to take with every other board. Oh, fuck! And just like every other course in this game, Grass Valley soundtrack is phenomenal. If you haven't looked up the soundtrack for Snowboard Kids yet, fucking do it. I'm telling you guys, you can't tell from me talking over it, but the soundtrack is so fucking good. Oh, that's another thing. When you're doing jumps and tricks and shit, make sure you don't fly into the wall, otherwise the trick will no longer count. You'll lose your momentum, and it'll be pretty much the same as you fucking up. We're on the final lap, and I'm in 4th place. I'm barely keeping Nancy, who's in 3rd place, in my sight. So in case some of you guys are wondering, there is actually a Snowboard Kids 2. And I am going to actually LP that at a later date. We're not going to do it immediately after this. Come on, I'm not that cruel. I know a lot of folks are probably not enjoying this racing game playthrough. I know racing games are really boring to LP. I'm running out of shit to say as well. But yeah, there is a Snowboard Kids 2. That is actually my favorite racing game of all time. It is even better than Snowboard Kids 1. It is fucking amazing. But we'll get to that. It is so good, though, guys. It is so good. But yeah, Grass Valley, second hardest freaking race in the game. It's really tough to be... Well, not to, but it's really tough also because Slash and Tommy seem to just barrel through this place. I swear, and you're going to find that's the way it is for every race, is that there's always at least one character, usually two, that just seem to know the exact ways to go, the shortcuts, the best ways to go. I love doing that with the friggin' snowman heads, shooting them all at the wall and then watching them bounce off, because the snowman heads can actually bounce off walls. They're the only projectile in this game that can. And I love doing that because then it hits all the people behind me. It's so much fun. So, let's check the board shop again. I think I have enough money for all-around level 3, even though, again, save your money for the freestyle level 3 board. So, let's go ahead and change all-around level 3's color as well. I showed you guys the cat one, so let's go with the black one with the flowers. Why not? We're playing as Linda.
Come again.
Oh, I didn't even mention that. Linda's my favorite character to play in this game, and I have no idea why. I seriously, I have no idea why. It's because her speed I love and her handling is pretty much ideal for me. I have no problems with her handling. And so for me, she's the perfect balance. Another reason why, though, might be because as a kid, I played this with friends and family. Like, everyone in my family has played this game. Both of my sisters love this game. My mother, my father, everybody in my family fucking loves this game. We've all played it. Even if some of them don't remember it that well, my sisters certainly do. I definitely do, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be playing it. We all love this game. But anyway, because it's 4 players, I always got stuck with either Tommy or Linda. And so I've just grown accustomed to using Linda. Anyway, though, enough of that. We're on my favorite fucking course in this game. This is Disneyland. Yes, Disneyland. It's very much like Disneyland, but it's Disneyland. Has my favorite song in the game. It has so much personality, so much atmosphere. It's not as hard as Grass Valley was, but oh, it's so much fucking fun. And seriously, favorite song in the game. These teacups will bounce you all over the place. They're easy to get through once you know. Once you know, like, the easiest path, of course, but they're pretty easy to get through. I wouldn't worry too much. You want to take that really sharp left turn that I took, because it's a shortcut. It's much quicker. And this jump, it doesn't quite seem like you have to, but you do have to at least jump. And ladies and gentlemen, we're no longer snowboarding. Well, not at all now. But we're fucking surfing. Hell yeah. And penguin houses. Oh my god, I love this course. This has always been my favorite course. So much fun to play. It's obviously based off of Disneyland. You know, Disneyland. Ha! Ha! But yeah, it's my favorite course. So much fun. It's not that hard, surprisingly. Like I said, Grass Valley's harder. This is easier than, honestly, Night Highway or Sunset Rock. There again, though, this is the one I've played the most, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I've never had much of a problem with Disneyland, so I don't have a whole lot of advice to give you. There aren't a lot of branching pathways. There aren't a lot of dickish moves. There's only really one jump that you have to actually jump in order to make and not fall into a gap. The only really dickish thing, I guess, would be the teacups. Oh, I guess this is a little dickish too. This turn is actually really, really sharp. And I mentioned back, I think it was in part 1, to make sharp turns, you have to tilt the joystick to either the bottom left or the bottom right. But you don't want to really hold it, because then it's more of a wide turn. You want to do little taps in order to make sharper turns. See, I accidentally bounced off that teacup. That wasn't that bad, though. The worst is when you're bouncing from teacup to teacup to teacup to teacup. I am stumbling terribly, but I don't care. I'm having so much fun. I know a lot of you guys are tired of this game, and this playthrough. It is a racing game, after all. Like I said, though, it must have been part 1 or 2. This playthrough is only going to be 5 parts and then a couple of extra videos. The extra videos will be uploaded at the same time. So yeah, basically, it's only going to be a week long, guys. Come on. These turns are all pretty sharp. They're much easier, again, if you're using the freestyle boards. The freestyle boards are the best. So don't do what I did and don't use the all-around. Use the freestyle. They're so much better. My throat's actually hurting a little bit. I'm not sure if it's affecting my voice. It kind of feels like it. What you guys don't know, or maybe you do, I don't know. I doubt you do, though. I'm actually recording all the parts for this racing game for Snowboard Kids. I'm doing all the parts in one sitting, like all the recorded commentary, because, you know, I'm wanting to spend the next several days editing the upcoming game after Snowboard Kids, because it's a really big game and it requires a lot of editing. And so yeah, I decided, fuck it, we'll just do all of it at once. Why not? All of the commentary for Snowboard Kids at once. Oh god, Tommy's on my ass, literally. Oh, I love this game. Another reason why I love this game is it has so much personality. Oh, I guess they're coffee cups. They're not teacups. Those are kind of trademarked by Disneyland. These are coffee cups. Because it's Disneyland, not Disneyland. Anyway, what I was saying is that this game has so much personality and charm, and you guys know how much I love games with personality. I really hate racing games. Well, I hate most racing games unless they're Mario Kart style anyway. Like, there are other snowboarding games, like snowboard racing games for the 64. I think 1080 Snowboarding is a 64 racing game. I believe Cool Borders is. Neither of those games are as much fun as Snowboard Kids. I've never met anyone. Like, seriously, all my friends and everybody who were into gaming at that time and no longer are, because I guess it's just a hobby for me, and I guess losers like me. No offense. But anyway, they all enjoyed Snowboard Kids way more than those games. Anyway, that was Disneyland, my favorite race in the game. And I know what you're thinking, holy shit, we did all the races. Well, by getting first in all 6 races, we unlocked the Copper Pass, which opens up a new race. So we'll be taking that on in Part 4. Stay tuned.